Hi dear souls, and welcome to a new pico card reading. This is Celeste, and through this reading we are taking a look and we are going to see what is draining your energy emotionally, physically, mentally or spiritually. We will also see the aspect in your life which is mostly draining your energy, and we will see how you are using your energy. If you are stagnating, what exactly is happening and how and why you are feeling tired and exhausted. I have also made a collective reading to analyze why we are feeling tired, exhausted, drained as a group. So you can also check that out. I will leave a link in the description box. I have talked in that reading about a collective process through which we are all going through as a group, and this process has also this consequence of us feeling tired and exhausted. This is a detailed reading, so please take your time with this. Re-listen as many times as you feel the need. The better you integrate the information, the easier it will be for you to use it. The clearer it is, the more useful it will be. To get the best out of your reading and learn what's the key to clarity and how to work with the reading, then you can watch the videos in the playlist Get the Best Out of Your Readings. Link in the description box. To remind yourself of the main points, listen to the video section named How to Work with the Reading. If you are new to pico card readings, then let me explain how this works. If you are not new, then this will help you remind yourself how these readings work and how to approach them. This is an introduction, but if you desire to find out the key to clarity and how to make pico card readings work for you, then I invite you to check out the video named The Key to Make Pico Card Readings Work for You. Link in the description box. This is a general reading with a personal touch because you get to choose between these 4 piles. I'm reading for a group and for a dominant energy. If you are close to the dominant frequency, then most things will resonate. If you are not, then some things will resonate. You will need to pick and choose what works for you and let all other things go. Do not expect this to be like a personal reading, although sometimes it may feel this way. Try not to take things literally and to let the information sit with you for a while. The actual guidance will come from your divine self. Let the guidance arise from within. Remember that you have free will and no reading can actually bind you. If uncomfortable feelings or judgments come to the surface or you get triggered somehow, remember that this is a general reading and I usually recommend that you let them go because they might not be about you. If they are intense and you still feel that they are about you, then this is an opportunity for you to work with them. By working with the uncomfortable issues, you grow and expand in consciousness. After you choose your pile, you can go into the description box and find the timestamps so that you can jump straight to your reading. You can choose one pile or more. Take into account that you may not find the appropriate reading for you from the first time. In this case, just try another pile. Sometimes you may not find the pile that speaks to you, and this means there may not be a message for you in this reading at this moment. Let's discuss a bit about how to get the best out of this reading. If you wish to go in depth with this topic, then you will find in the description box an entire playlist with videos about this subject, like for example, how these readings work, what's the key to clarity, how to work with them and get all the benefits, how to choose a pile, and others. Each reading has the potential to help you, but your action will also be needed. By integrating and clearly understanding the message, you will help yourself by making the information work for you in a beneficial way. During the reading, my voice, my state, represents the energy being exposed through the reading and not necessarily my own natural state. Sometimes my voice will express many vibrations all at once, and this may prove to be uncomfortable. Some readings may get you confused because of the liminal space I am working from, the energy explored, and because many times the information may not be offered in a linear way. Some readings may trigger you or activate uncomfortable feelings and judgments. This is a general reading, so I invite you to focus only on what resonates and let everything else go. If you find that you cannot do this and the feelings are intense, then remember that this is a great opportunity for you to notice these triggers, these feelings and judgments, and work with them to understand their message. I have my own language, so even if for me the message may be clear, for you it might not be, or it may take some time. By working with the reading, you will arrange it and order it so you may clearly understand it. Clarity comes with proper integration and time. You can do this by taking notes, making a summary, taking your time and contemplating on the visions and questions, using the exercises if there are any mentioned. Re-listening will always help you better integrate the information. When you re-listen, you will understand new things, new details, new perspectives. Sometimes re-listening is strange, it is like you've never listened before, although you did. This happens to me too, and most of the times is very exciting. These are some ideas to get you started, but you may receive more according to what you need if you wish to go deeper with this. So take your time with it. The clearer it is, the more useful it will be, and clarity comes with order and integration. Now let's choose your pile. If you would like to understand in depth the process of choosing a pile and what may influence your choice, then you are invited to watch the video named How to Choose Your Pile. Link in the description box. First, take a few normal breaths, come back to yourself and center. To ease the state, I'm going to quickly guide you. Relax and get comfortable. Feel your body and notice the tensions. Let go of the tensions slowly and become soft. Clear your mind and your emotional field, ground and stabilize your field. Strengthen your auric protection and safety. Strengthen and stabilize. Strengthen and stabilize. Feel safe within your field. Imagine a sphere of light, any color you desire around your body, and feel safe within. If you cannot imagine, it is okay. Just feel the contours and energy of your body and feel connected and safe within. Let's take a few deep breaths together. 1. 2. 3. Now open yourself to receive the reading in a way that is useful for you. Ask that you get clarity and that you hear what is meant for you. Now that we are ready, let's choose your pile. For pile number 1, we have this crazy lace agate. Then for pile number 2, we have this crackled quartz. For pile number 3, we have a reddish chalcedony. And then for pile number 4, we have this green agate. After you have seen up close all piles, let yourself be called towards the one or the ones you find most attractive. Go with the feeling and your intuition. You can use this exercise to hone your intuition. You may be attracted to one pile or more. You may be attracted to none. Please take into account that you may not find the right pile for you for the first time. In this case, just try again, choose another pile. Sometimes you may find that none of the piles have messages that speak to you, and that is okay. In this case, there may not be a message for you in this reading at this time. You may also find that more piles speak to you and have messages for you. Now take your time and choose your pile. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. You've chosen this crazy lace agate. With this reading, I am taking a look at what drains your energy. This means that we will see where your energy is being wasted or not used in a beneficial way, and it stagnates or it creates blockages in those areas or places in your life. For instance, I'm going to take a look to see if there are any visions for this pile, and then I will listen to the messages of the cards. Now let's see if we have a vision for this pile. And we have one, and I can see someone working. But they are just working on a door, on the hinges of the door. They're trying to make the door work better somehow, easier, smooth. Oh, the door was making noises, those creepy types of noises. So this person is trying to fix this door. So there will no longer be any noise when you open the door. But they are not working much. They are lazy. They are just sitting. sustaining themselves on the door, just sitting there waiting. There's nobody else in the house. It's like they are losing their time just to get the job finished before the person who actually demanded the job to be done arrives home. So they have been contracted to do some work for another person, and they're just not doing much because they do not enjoy the work and they just want to lose the time. So the clock kind of runs out and they just finish the job. They will do it, but they have a lot of time and they can do the job really fast. There's not so much to do. So the rest of the time they are kind of bored, looking into the distance, not knowing what to do, basically, sitting there, waiting. And they have this state of pity. They pity themselves because they don't know how to do or find a way to do something they love or they actually like. And they somehow stick to this type of jobs who are not appropriate or very easy just to pass the time, basically. So what I feel here is that there is time, but it is not used in a way to better yourself or to satisfy other needs. Because there is this idea here that you kind of don't actually know how to use your time. So time management here would be appropriate, but not in a way that you get extremely disciplined with it and constricted, but in a way that helps you implicate your energy in other things that are actually helpful for you. And now I'm hearing, but I don't know actually what to do with my time. And sometimes, yes, I have things that I like, that I do, and also about my job. But most of the time, I'm just waiting for the clock to run out. So if this is you, then you are actually having a lot of energy, but you're not implying that energy in some beneficial direction. And because of that, it gets stagnating, heavy, wasted, and it becomes something that is really heavy on your shoulders, that is actually feeling like you're exhausted while you're not doing much, actually. So for you here, this not knowing how to implicate your energy and your time in something beneficial is draining your energy. And you're kind of stuck because there are so many things to do that could actually benefit you in your life. But there is this thinking pattern that either it's not worth it or you're not even thinking about it. Well, thinking, yes, but there isn't an initiative here, something to drive you forward, to give you, yes, motivation to actually go forward with something else or to start something that you actually like. Okay, now that we've seen this, we're gonna go to the cards and see a lot more about this. And we have here the actual process and what is draining your energy the most. And we have the Three of Wands along with the Four of Wands reversed. This is the 4, yes. And the Nine of Pentacles reversed as well. So we see here this stuckness. The energy is so stuck in the way of doing something, repeating something over and over in the same way. The routines of the day, what you're doing every single day, is actually stagnating your energy. And that energy, the stagnating energy, is becoming heavier and heavier because you're constricted in your own patterns of living. It's like the life has created all sorts of patterns, all sorts of programs in which you have entered, and right now they are constrictive. And there is here a desire to find something new. I mean, you're thinking about it, but this constriction here, it's not letting you move forward. And the constriction here is about the rules of society, the rules of the job, the rules of life and family as well, the responsibilities, all of those patterns and routines throughout the day, and all of the things the other people and society asks from you. And also these feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. It's like, yes, I'm gonna do this until I don't know what will happen next. I will see. It's like you're letting yourself get driven by life without actually initiating something, because you are so blocked here. Your confidence and your initiation, your desire to move forward is this one here, but it is really blocked by the other things in your life, and the other things are really fixed and crushing even your spirit and your passion and your desire to move forward in life. It's like you're stuck in a rut, in a routine that's crushing you, that's constricting you. And I am not only speaking about what you're doing in your work, but also in your family and also about society in general. You're kind of bored about all of the things and how do they work, how something works in this society for you is stagnating your energy and also constricting you somehow. And you have ideas and passions to follow, but those are really quiet inside of you. They are there, but they are so quiet, it's kind of they are burning you from inside out. And this is also exhausting, because if we have desires, if we have pleasures that we do not follow, they will kind of burn us from inside. And they do this to you because you are so constricted. You would like to follow the rules. This is a part of you that really would like to feel safe in the world and also with other people. So you follow the rules, you follow the etiquette, you follow whatever you need to fulfill in your job, but your mind is elsewhere. Like we have seen in the vision, your mind is not on your actual job. Even if you're somewhat busy, even if you feel like you are busy in some moments, even when you feel you have time or you're wasting or you're running the clock, Your mind and your desire is actually somewhere else. This is also why you get fatigued and also exhausted, because when we kind of run off in our mind to find pleasure, to find something else, our body becomes also drained because we're not there to provide the necessary energy. We provide the actual energy through our motivation, through our confidence, through the actions that we take. But when we are not there in our bodies fully, then our energy goes with our mind, with our awareness, so out of the body, and the body becomes exhausted. And when you get burned inside out by the desires that you do not follow, then again the body becomes exhausted and drained. You might have dry skin or dry patches of skin. You might have burnt skin or issues, irritations on your skin, and also all sorts of issues that have to do with heat applied to the skin or to the body. Okay, let's also see this one here. And we have Saturn. Feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work and patience. And this is what drains you the most in your life. Saturn tells me about these structures, life's rules, discipline, all sorts of regulations, all sorts of routines that are meant to keep us secure here on earth and to help us grow. But if they become too restrictive, then they kind of drown us or suffocate us, and we can experience a lot of struggle with old patterns of thinking, with old rules, regulations that are not in our benefit and constrict us, and all sorts of conventional things. How people usually see life and behavior, what they fit into their brains or thinking like the good things to do. That can be also restrictive for someone who actually desires to do something new in their life, because you do. There is this desire here and a lot of projects that you don't even know they exist. They are there, but right now you cannot even see them since you're not allowing yourself to go there. You're not allowing yourself to go there because you don't actually know how to deal with restriction, discipline. Also, the person in the vision didn't actually like discipline. You know, when we have a restrictive program or regulation that we feel it's imposing upon us, we may become averse to discipline. So we may actually hate discipline, we may start to hate rules, structures, but the thing is, the rules, the structures in the kind of concept, they are and can be helpful. So here, if you have had and if you lived, especially when in your childhood years, in a system that was restrictive, maybe in your family and also in the societal rules and regulations, then you may actually hate discipline. But we need rules and discipline to follow our passions. We need a plan, we need to think about taking action and also experience struggle in confronting obstacles on our way. And also having patience. So you struggle with this situation because you have this aversion to taking the necessary action, discipline, and plan to implement your desires. Also, because of other restrictions, other plans that are not in your benefit. But since you don't actually know how to handle these restrictions, then you get so tired of it. You get so tired of it that you don't see how to implement the actual structures that could actually help you get over and out of the not beneficial structures and regulations. Because a better plan will solve and help you get out of a plan and regulation and constriction that does not help you. But if you get so averse that you reject even the slightest idea of making a plan, taking action, or even making some restrictive actions and being uncomfortable with yourself, while pursuing your desires, then you may not even pursue them. You may be hindered because of this type of thinking, because all of this type of insecurity, restriction, desire to belong in the world has made you so averse to discipline, planning, and patience and work and all of that, then you don't have the tools to follow your actual desires. So we see here that this is a sword with two edges, right? On one side, it cuts you really badly. On the other side, it could help you cut the actual things that hurt you, but you do not know how to use it since it has that side that has hurt you in the past. So what you need here is to actually acknowledge that there are desires that you could pursue, and those desires would actually improve your life and offer you more happiness, joy, and also more energy. Because we get more energy if we implicate our energy in things that we love, that we are passionate about. We make more of what we like when we invest it in something that's worth our time and our while and our passion. And this is how you get that stagnating energy out of being in stagnation and into something that you really like. But the first step for you here would be to actually acknowledge that there are projects and ideas and passionate experiences that you could pursue. And if you turn your eyesight towards that possibility, towards that opportunity, and just consider that you can actually pursue them, then this will change a lot how you distribute and involve your energy. Because your energy will start to look in how to be implicated in something that you actually love and like, and then become more useful and out of the stagnation. And after you do this inner movement, then you can look and let go of those things, those regulations that you see are constricting in your life, and look forward to other options, because you will find how to get over and out from this restriction that you can see in your life by redirecting your energy into something you can pursue that actually is beneficial for you. By sitting here, you're not going to do anything and you're not going to solve this, because this gets solved by doing this, what you actually somehow innerly reject, because it will mean that you will need to get some initiative, you will need to get moving, you will need to have new perspectives on lives and also on life, and also give yourself, allow yourself to actually pursue your passions, because you can, there is that possibility here. But because you sit with your eyes into this stagnation and also into the constrictive areas, in how you get constricted, in how you get controlled, in how you get into all sorts of struggle, in how you don't have options, in how there is so hard, it is so hard, life is so difficult, then everything becomes impossible, and these desires just stay there and do nothing. Okay, now let's move forward. And we will see more ideas about how to get you moving and to be able to pursue those things that you love and like. And we see here the pointed hexagonal prism and the wand of power. So here again you see yourself this prison, instead of a prism. Yeah, prison. So this prison here is actually your energy, your potential energy, because it gets stagnating into this type of very fixed shapes and thinking patterns. So let's get an example here. Let's say you are in a type of work you don't like, or maybe you like it, but it doesn't bring much more. You need more than that work is providing for you. Think of the person I saw in the vision. They kind of liked what they were doing, but they got really bored with the routine, and they had so much energy and time that they didn't know how to employ. So that energy just didn't get used, but got just left there in this kind of mental prison, because the person didn't see how to get out, how to do more, and didn't actually want to take action. Because this is the idea, the main idea that is going to help you. You need to take action in the right direction for you, so you can use the power and the energy that you have to create more energy for you. Because right now the energy doesn't bring you more, and it gets burned out because of the desires not satisfied, and also because you tend to leave your body and take your energy with you, of course, in the mental realms. So here we see that this needs to be removed, because your energy doesn't need to sit around you in this way. You can use your energy and get more back. And this prison doesn't actually keep you secure. Yes, it keeps your energy secure, but it doesn't bring you safety. It is just a construct, a mental construct. And it is also making you feel restricted. You may be restricted in your life, so we're not going to deny that. We may have regulations, we may have things in our lives that constrict us, routines that are not at all pleasurable, and all sorts of things that are not pleasurable and can exhaust us by the kind of imposition they make upon our will and time and so on. But the thing is, we don't have to stay there. There is a way out if you can employ your power and energy into a better direction. And you don't have to start to make really important changes all of a sudden. You can take it slowly and just find a hobby, for example, or something to imply your energy into. So you can start and make your first step. And you don't have to know the inner projects and ideas from the start. Just think about something you like and just go for it. And this is how you start making and bringing more energy and using your energy better. And then we have time to go and to the sea. So we see here this idea that you need to leave either the place you are now or to just change, because the place you are now, whether it is the job you are now, the work you are doing, cannot bring you much more, just like I've already mentioned. It has brought you whatever it could, and it cannot bring you more. Like, you cannot advance there, you cannot go forward and develop yourself there where you are. So if in the work you are now you cannot develop yourself, you can find new directions. It is time. It is time for you to find those new directions. If the work is fine, but it's just boring routine, then you can just invest a little bit of time in hobbies, in new directions, and also in improving yourself and improving your work, so it is much more beneficial for you. But here we see that you need to change your direction somehow and adjust your course and your energy. Because the road here, you have come to an end of it. So now you need to decide, what do you do? Do you go forward? But if you go forward, you're kind of run out of energy. There will be one moment where you will not have, not even the energy that you have now to move forward. So right now, this is a good moment to just assess where you are in your life and in your career, and just change a little bit your course. You don't have to make big changes, because these constrictions here, they are real. So some of them are mental, but most of them are just things that you have agreed to in your life to do, and maybe you like them in the beginning, but right now they're no longer beneficial, and it is the time to get moving, to go to the sea. The sea is just this vast ocean, and you may not see land for a while. So this needs courage and application of your power and confidence and energy, so you have this drive and the passion to go forward, even if you don't know where you will reach, what kind of land you will get to. But it is the time to make this change. And now we will see what types of actions can help you bring back some energy in a useful way. Oh, so we have pleasure. Then chanting and intuition. Now, pleasure also goes hand in hand with the desires I saw inside of you, those desires that are not yet accomplished or lived or pursued. And by you allowing yourself to have a little pleasure in your life, will start to adjust your energies, and you will remember that you have some things that you want to do and pursue. And by opening up to more pleasure in your life, this is really simple. this talks about the senses, so pleasurable things that you can do with your senses. And you can think about, what do you want to see and brings you pleasure? What do you want to hear and brings you pleasure? What do you want to feel and brings you pleasure? What do you want to do and brings you pleasure? All sorts of things that are simple, like for example drinking a cup of cocoa or chocolate, hot chocolate for example, with raspberries. Or eating a really beautiful and delicious cookie, or playing with a child, or whatever. Think about something that brings you pleasure and start doing it. Then we have chanting, and chanting here also reminds me of this wand of power, because here, and also intuition, yes, because here is about voicing your desires, and voicing your desires, your deep, deep, deep desires, because there are, you know, with your intuition, what are those desires? Even maybe right now you do not perceive them, you do not actually see them, but they are there. And if you allow yourself to voice your feelings, to feel pleasure, and to remember what brings pleasure in your life, then you will remember and also ignite the power of your voice to voice those desires and to also go forward to bring them into your life. And also this speaks to me about the confidence to actually say to yourself what are those desires and what brings you pleasure. You can also sing, of course, if you find that pleasurable, or listen to music. And here we see that you need more to get in tune with yourself instead of always trying to adapt to your exterior, because here the restrictions are outside of you, mostly in your life. But while you get in tune with your interior, then you start to feel freedom. But not in a way that you get lost in there and you run off from reality, but in a way in which you take the power and the action and the initiative to bring that pleasure into your life by very simple actions at first. Okay, so we have almost finished this. I'm just going to choose a few affirmations, self-care affirmations for you. I'm closing my eyes to do this. This one. Cookies! Okay, so we have self-love and the self. Oh, and you see the prison, and you see that you're coming out of the prison through your heart, and we have the heart here of self-love. This is so beautiful. Look at this. This is so beautiful. Now, the prison has kept you safe, you know, for a lot of time. But this needs to be over. It is time to go, you know, it is time to get out of it. And you're gonna get out of it by increasing your love, your self-worth, by loving yourself and knowing that you deserve more pleasure in your life, you deserve joy, you deserve to feel satisfied and to pursue your desires and eat your cake. If beating yourself up worked, you'd be thin, rich and happy. Try loving yourself instead. Why settle for crumbs when you deserve a whole meal? Why settle for crumbs when you deserve a whole meal. So these restrictions that you can see in your life, well, they have been there for you, but it is time for you to go, and it is safe for you to take action upon increasing your self-worth, upon doing pleasurable things, chanting, remembering what you love, what you like, taking initiative, actually taking action on what you really like, on what pleases you, because yes, you can. Yes, you can do this. Now, this has been the reading for you. May you receive it with love, openness, tenderness, and may it be useful for you, and may you find a way to easily integrate and apply this reading so you may get all of the benefits from it. If you would like to support this channel, then the easiest way right now would be to like the video, to comment and let me know about your experience, to share the video and subscribe. If you are already subscribed, thank you, and may you have all of the blessings and may you bring your desires to life. If you would like to get notified, do not forget to click the notifications bell, and then you will choose how to be notified so you get immediately announced about what I post. Also, you can find more ways to connect with me in the description box. And you can find my website and go to it and check that out as well. Until next time, where I hope I will see you again, all of my best to you wherever you are. May you find happiness, joy, and the courage and the confidence to bring your desires to life. Hi pile number 2s, welcome to your reading. You have chosen this crackled quartz. Through this reading, we are going to take a look and see how your energy is being drained. That means that we're going to see the aspects, the places in your life where your energy is being exhausted or stagnating. And first, we are going to take a look at the vision for this pile, and then we are going to listen to the messages of the cards. So first, let's see the vision for this pile. And we have one vision, and what I'm seeing is a lot of light. In the left corner of my eye, I can barely see through it. The light is so powerful, and now I can see someone digging, but wait, they are not actually digging because I can see a lot of snow here. So they are making a road through the snow so they can walk out of their home. And they are making this road for themselves and also for the other people, for the neighbors, because they are living in a house and they have other neighbors with houses on the street. It is a quiet neighborhood. There's nobody out but this person trying to make tiny paths for the other people and for themselves, of course. They are actually trying to also make paths in front of their neighbors' houses. If they can do something, they will help. And the neighbors will be really happy that someone has thought about doing this and that This would be an act of magic, because a neighbor would wake up the other day and they would try to go out. They would think, well, I would need to make a road now, a path now, and I will waste my energy or time. I may not get to work in time. But they open their door and they see the path already made. It's like magic. Maybe they know that the neighbor did this. Maybe they don't, because this person did not actually tell them. They just made this for them without them asking. And I do not see the actual neighbors coming to bring some kind of recognition. I can see this person is shy. They are going back into their home. And yes, they are looking to see the neighbors' faces and joy after they see this path made. But they do not go and claim what they've done. They are actually hoping the neighbor would figure it out all by themselves. And maybe they would ask. But they don't. They actually don't. So this person is somehow hiding, shy, not claiming their work, their help, just enjoying from a corner, seeing the joy of the neighbors, of the other people. Actually, I see someone now asking them, hey, did you see this? Do you know who did this? I would like to know. It's like magic. But this person does not say that they are the one. They just stay there and say, yeah, look at this. This is so wonderful. I'm really grateful for this. But they say nothing more. So what I feel here is that you are this kind of person who likes to do things for other people, help without them actually asking, and that you may be shy, you may actually wait for them to recognize you instead of you actually saying or going and asking, hey, would you like me to do this for you? And you are secretly enjoying this, but this is exhausting your energy, because you're actually making things that are not asked or even required for you, and you're not even claiming your rewards. You're not coming out and saying that you actually did this. So this is detrimental for you on the long run, as this may encourage you to do this more often so you can enjoy the energy or the admiration or how people react. But this is because there is a lack of recognition for your own work, for your own talents, for your actual contribution in the world, and you're kind of shy when it comes to come up and show who you are and what you've done. So this is not working for you as you are hoping to. And it brings also a state of being not seen in the world. You know, even if you can enjoy how people react, there is a pain of not being recognized or seen for what you are doing. And this can go deep within and create wounds. And those wounds can seep out energy and can also stagnate energy coming towards you, and also make you make more deeds, good deeds like this, so you maybe get noticed somehow, but you will not, since you also do things to prevent that as well, the recognition. It is like you desire in a way to hide, even if you desire in a way to be seen and discovered. And this tells me about your desire to discover yourself and your self-worth and your talents as well, your gifts. Now let's go and see the cards here now that we know this. And we have the Ten of Swords reversed, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Daughter of Cups. So what I feel here is this amazing work that you're doing, but at the same time you are victimizing yourself. You have a perspective over yourself and life that is not helpful, that is detrimental for you. You do not actually see yourself in a way that you are worthy, beautiful for admiration, recognition. The Daughter of Cups here is the Page of Cups. And what I feel here is also a resistance to desiring to be helped and also recognized. Because if you get seen or helped, then you do not think you are worth something. Let me say this in other words. If you are seen or helped, then somehow that mystery that keeps you alive disappears and you think you're not worth anything. Because you are only worthy if you're not seen. And this brings me back to childhood, because you know, we have that saying, a child is good if it's not seen or heard. So maybe you have this inside of you, in your inner child. Maybe you believe this still, that you need to do good things, but you're only good and recognized when you're not seen and perceived as what you are. And this keeps you in this vicious cycle of you actually desiring to be seen, but victimizing yourself in shyness and with this restriction, going into hiding, being shy, so people would not actually see you. Because you think they've seen you actually, but maybe they don't want to say. No, they don't. They don't. They don't know that you are doing so many things for them. They do not recognize that. And this is why you will not get back thanks or energy or real admiration from them, or even help. Because somehow you are also putting back the help they could get for you, because you may feel that if you get help, you're not good enough. If you let yourself welcome help of any kind, especially if you ask for help, then you cannot handle yourself and you're not good enough again. So we see that this type of thinking and the way you see yourself and how you approach life from this type of state is draining your energy, because you're also doing a lot of things and you're not appreciating yourself for them in a way that you could get back energy from them. And then you do not actually receive not even recognition or being seen, because you feel that you need to hide again, and this is victimizing yourself. You are, by doing this, somehow harming yourself, because all of this energy that you put in helping people, whether it is by doing things for them without them asking, or doing things for them without even them knowing about it, or ever finding out what you actually did, this is draining your energy, and it's not getting back for you anything. So you're just giving without receiving. And I feel you may even victimize yourself at times, thinking, well, I'm not doing enough. I need to do more to be recognized and also receive more. I need to work myself even more. Even in your workplace or career, you might just be doing this as well, and waiting for your boss to recognize you, being the one just sitting there in the corner doing your job and doing the best that you can, but never claiming what you're actually doing. And those other people may not even recognize you in the way that they actually should. And they may even victimize you, blame you, say things about you that are not true for you and that are not actually true, being unjust to you, asking for you to do even more, because they do not recognize how much you are actually doing. And this is working yourself to death. This is draining your energy in more than one way. And you may be doing this with your family as well. And even if you may ask your family to help you or to do something for themselves, you still take upon yourself too much to handle. And you think the other people maybe they shouldn't do this. You actually think you should do all of this and more. This is bringing you in this state of constantly attacking yourself, working yourself so much that you don't get anything back from it, and this is hurting you inside. And you're also insecure about how to express this to other people, how to ask for help, and how to ask someone to do something by themselves. So if someone comes to you for help, you have a hard time saying no, or in guiding them towards another person, or giving them another solution instead of you helping them directly. You're having a hard time also not accepting that people may say no to you when you go and ask for help, and you may actually encounter a lot of people saying no to you because you do not accept in a way inside of you to be helped. And this is it's causing an inner conflict, because the image of who you think you should be is different than who you actually are. Let's go see here. And this is what drains you the most. And we have house 1 with individuality, self-image, and approach to life. So this is confirming what I said here about your image and approach to life. Because when we have this type of image upon ourselves, we are trying to keep that image up in front of other people, but the image doesn't serve us. The image serves other people. Maybe this image was created when you were a child and you wanted to fit in, you wanted to belong, to be loved, to be supported by your family or friends or colleagues in school. And because of all of this, you are upholding this false image, this false personality that you think you should be. And maybe you're also victimizing yourself when you're not that personality anymore. When you break and you cannot be that person, you're victimizing and punishing yourself because you cannot be that ideal image of self. So this is actually excruciating for you and is draining the most energy, because when we try to uphold that image, we need to invest energy in it constantly, and that gets us exhausted. So we see the main reason here why you don't have access to your energy, because this image of self and this desire for you to give in the way that I've mentioned without receiving is causing you this inner distress and loss of energy. Now let's see further how to get back some energy, how to start. And we have light cells and medicine wheel. So the medicine wheel here is also a filter and a protection tool. A protection tool so you get to express in your own way, but also protect your own energy and filter out those actions that are not beneficial for you, and filter out also this need to help, this self-image that you are trying to uphold, and it is draining your energy. Now, when you cannot uphold that image anymore, you feel broken. I'm sure that you have passed through moments when people around you have started to tell you you're not the same anymore. This is not you. This is not how you should behave. This is not like you. You know, I cannot recognize you anymore. And you have ingrained this image that when you're not that fake one, when you're not upholding that fake image, you're not yourself. And this has created an attachment to the false image of self. This has also created a dependency and also a deep identification. You actually think you're that person, but you're not. And when you desire or when you break up from that person for a while because you cannot uphold it anymore, then you feel disconnected from yourself, but you're not actually. And this can create a lot of confusion in who you are, what you're doing, who are you? Because when we identify for so much time with someone who's not us, we don't know ourselves anymore. And when we break up, when we break down, when we get to the bottom of our wits, of our energy, of our understanding, we think we've broken ourselves for good. And we can actually try to get back to the old fake image. But that again gets us into the same place we were before. So here, you are called to filter out those fake ideas about the world, about yourself, about you being this person helping everyone, giving out your energy without receiving, and then victimizing yourself because you do not receive the energy you think you should. And filter out also all of the help requests so you can learn to say no. And this is your medicine. This is your healing. To learn how to do that, how to filter all of those things that do not serve you, even if they actually make you feel better about yourself. But they make you feel better because the other people respond with a beneficial energy that you can feel. But this is because you've learned this dependency. You're dependent on that energy. But that's not you. And for a while, if you start filtering out, you're not going to know who you are, and that's fine. But you will start feeling your energy coming back to yourself. Like this person here having light in their cells and receiving the energy back, dancing around, feeling the energy come back into themselves and enjoying their own energy. Because by doing this, you're not actually enjoying your own energy. You're just giving it away so you may feel the joy of others while they receive the energy. But you do not get to enjoy your own energy and use it properly. And these have such a beautiful color, the same color of very close to this one as well. This one, well, it's a bit different, but it's still in the same area of beige, pink, reddish beige. And this tells me about the need to reconnect to your willpower and also to feel more anchored in your energy and to use your willpower in your advantage. Because right now you are using that willpower to work ceaselessly, continuously, to help or to do work in a way that is wasting your energy and draining it. Now let's go here and see New Life and Treasure Island. Oh, so you see this person waking up here and they're on top of something, and again here someone, a face on top of something, and we have masks. In both of them we have masks because you are invited to look at this mask here. Let's bring it closer. And this mask here, you see this mask, this person has woken up and has removed the mask, and here we only have the mask. There's no person, because you think that this is your treasure, this is who you are, but it is not. So this person here has awoken, has let go of this mask, and it is time to bring a new image of self, to build a new image of self. How do I do this? This is what I hear now. Well, you first start to understand all that I have said here and integrate it so you remember this whole pattern here. all of the patterns that I have mentioned. Then after seeing that, just look at your life, look back and see all of these patterns and how they've played out throughout your life, how you've done all of these things, how people reacted, what this has brought you back. Make sure you connect all of these informations with the reality of your life. After this, you get to remember that you are worth your own energy, because it is your energy. And if you're not enjoying it, then when you give it up out of lack, and you also give it up to bring back something else that's not yours. And you also, it's like you're asking to be drained in a way. This has, I have felt that like a pain in my heart when I've said that. Because this is a type of victimization that you can do to yourself. Well, I have asked to be drained. It's not like that. It's just not like that. Yes, we do things to attract these types of patterns, but most of the times we do not do it fully conscious. We do not actually choose to hurt ourselves. So please do not victimize yourself even more by saying this to yourself. Be kind and welcome this as a way to wake yourself up from all of these patterns. And because it is time for you to see the real treasures inside of you. And you are going to construct a new image of self. But after you realize the fake one and you start destroying it. And sometimes we focus on destroying the self-image that we get to destroy ourselves. So this is not actually a way to do it in a beneficial way. Because if we focus only on destruction, then that's all that we're gonna do. But if we do this in a balanced way, we dismantle the self-image, the old one, the one that we have now, but we also start to find out about the new image. And what I recommend you is to find out a little bit more about what you like about yourself, who you actually are, to protect yourself a bit more and restore a bit more of energy, and then go and dismantle a little bit from the old energy. Because if we start destroying without having the energy to regenerate, then we will have a really hard time to regenerate. And this is why I am suggesting here you first start finding out about your new life, your new self, and get back a few some energy, so you have the energy to regenerate after you dismantle, and you also have the power to go through the actual process to dismantle your self-image, your old self-image. Because if you start directly to go and say no to persons in your life without having the necessary anchoring in your new self, they will start to probably be aggressive with you. They will start to not understand what is happening with you. It will be difficult. It can be really difficult. This doesn't mean that when you will say no, you will not have to deal with this. But by being anchored in your new self, you will have more strength in how to deal with it. You will no longer feel victimized by people who react in that way. You will no longer feel weak or broken when they speak in that way. So this is why I'm suggesting you do it in this order instead of the other one. Now, let's see a few simple actions to start in right now to gain some energy back. And we have connect with the earth, aromatherapy, and singing. And we see this person, she has her eyes closed all of the time, and she is feeling herself and also the environment, and she's feeling safe in the environment. She's not in the need to help or to always give to be welcomed, but she is in the need to connect, which is something else than giving and receiving. We usually think connection is about giving and receiving, but connection is something that is connected. That means that is done through consciousness, connected from consciousness to consciousness, and it is a perpetual link that is alive and instant. It doesn't need for you to give and receive to keep that alive. It needs awareness, consciousness, awareness, and the desire to be connected, which is not about giving and receiving. And here we have aromatherapy. So you are welcomed to enjoy smells. You see, we have here flowers, we have substances. This is citrus, maybe water with lemons and oranges. We have lavender here and another type of maybe mint or something. So by doing this, you're actually affecting your state and your consciousness. And by doing this, for example, there are some scents, some odors that will help you bring some stability, emotional stability, mental stability, strength. And those, for example, are the yellow ones and the orange ones in type of color of substances. You can also use essential oils for this, but real flowers will also do, and trees and nature, because we see here connect with nature. So we can actually imply here to smell nature, to go out and smell a tree or vegetation in general, because this will help you put your mind at ease and give you more confidence in your own energy. And then we have singing, and this is about expression, and expression through voice, so you can hear yourself saying what you need to say to yourself and other people. For example, when you need help, you can actually call for help from your guides, from your soul, and also you can go to other people as well. But when it comes to dealing with other people, here, this is about saying your piece, your song, singing your song and not the song of other people just so you can please them. Learning your own songs, what you actually like to say, and who do you actually want to present in front of other people. How you present yourself. You can change how you present yourself, who you say you are to yourself in your head, because the way we speak to ourselves is important. And I see here all of these affecting your mind state. how clear your mind is and how easily functionable and usable it is for you to actually have some stability in your life and some anchoring in your true individuality, in your true self, and not in the self fake image. So you are called to do these simple things to start recuperating some energy and also connecting with yourself, with your true self. And the earth you can also call from for protection and clearing your energy and filtering your energy. Okay, so we will end this with a few self-care affirmations. I'm gonna close my eyes for this. You're probably gonna see this before I do. Happiness and surprise. Wow, look at this. Look at this person here, this fake image of self, and your true self, and the surprise. Because you might feel that you're not gonna like the true self, or maybe other people are not gonna like you. But you are going to love yourself. And right now, you're not actually loving yourself. You're just loving a fake image. Your thinking will either make your happiness or take your happiness away. You choose. So the way you think will either bring you happiness or take it away. And this is a choice from now on. Release your expectations and be open to surprise. So release what you expect from others and what you ask and expect from yourself and from your image of self. And let yourself be surprised by who you are, because you're a lot better than you think. And you're more beautiful and gifted, and you can show and be a really true bright light if you let yourself to be surprised. So I hope you receive this with an open heart and mind, and you find a way with your guides and your soul to apply this in your life in a useful way. Now, the easiest way to support this channel, if you would like to, is to like the video, to comment and let me know about your experience, to share the video, and to subscribe. If you have subscribed already, thank you. Thank you for your support. And do not forget to activate the notification bell so you can get notified as soon as I post something new. If you would like to connect with me in another way, then you will find other channels in the description box, as well as other ways to support my channel. And you will also find my website and other information about myself. Until next time, may you find your blessings and may you see who you are. May you see the beauty in you and shine it outwardly into the world so I can see it and others as well. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this beautiful reddish chalcedony. And we will take a look through this reading to see what is draining your energy and to see how your energy is being used or where it is stagnating and how it is exhausting or draining you, and where exactly, which aspect in your life is the most draining or exhausting for you right now. So, first we will take a look at the vision for this pile, and then we will listen to the messages coming from the cards. So first, the vision that we have for this pile. What I see here is a woman stitching. She is making children's clothes. So she's making some clothes, and she's not making clothes for her own children because she doesn't have children. She's alone in the house, and she is making also clothes for puppets, clothes for animals, and all sorts of things, pets, and clothes for about anything, but not adults, so only animals or children or toys. And she's very happy in making them, but for every clothes that she makes, she's thinking about a certain story. She's making up a story as she's making the clothes, and those stories are really nice. She actually helps sell the clothes by using the stories she creates, and she's really skillful in bringing joy to children and other people by using clothes. And what is this telling me is that you actually like to create good stories about other people, covers, and also sometimes you like to excuse people a lot. That means to come up with motivations and stories to excuse their behavior, and also to think of them in a beautiful way, to embellish them, to make them more beautiful than they are, and also to create all sorts of ways for them to feel okay about their image. You are facilitating their comfort in the world and about who they express to be, about their self-image. You're also trying to make them feel better about their image and about what they are trying to convey and express to others in their lives. And this is kind of training, because it is not always useful to create stories about others. It is not always useful to excuse them, of course, their behavior and so on, and also to embellish them or to make them always feel comfortable and loved. Of course, you can do this to help them feel better about themselves, and this can also help you in some ways to help them and understand them. But this is also draining you in some level, because you're trying to always come up with new ways, new incredible inventive ways to help people cope with their image and also cope with what they are hiding behind that image. Yes, you're trying to help them hide what they do not like about them, and you may be doing this to yourself as well. And this is draining. This is draining you, and also it is draining like your divine team, your guides, because they are trying to help you get out of this story making. Since it is draining so much energy from you and them, since they are somehow pushed to help you do this as well, and to help you no matter what you do. So for you in this moment, this may seem a bit uncomfortable to hear. This may also feel like I'm accusing you of something, that you're trying to do something beautiful, but I'm actually telling you that's not useful for you. And I am asking you to have a bit of patience, because we will get to the bottom of this. We will understand what is this all about together, and we will see how to better also grasp this pattern in your life and how to get out of it. And of course, you will decide all of this and how to do it. I'm just here to deliver a message, and I hope I will make it in the best way possible so you can actually apply it. Okay, so let's take this slowly and let's just also have a bit of fun with it, right? So now let's go to the cards and we will see. We have death reversed, we have strength reversed, and the Seven of Pentacles here. So we see this tremendous effort that you're doing to help people and yourself with keeping up appearances and to keep somehow under wraps what they are not so proud about or what they do not like to see in their lives. Their vulnerabilities, yes. And hiding the vulnerabilities in yourself and others is draining, because you also start making, stories and also motives to help others become better in your life. You dress them up in beautiful stories and covers, so it is also comfortable for you to see them. So it is also comfortable for you to accept them, and also those things that are there, they become more beautiful in your eyes. And somehow you have this gift to transform what is ugly or what is hard to see, in something beautiful. But instead of actually doing that and become a true transformer, a true alchemist, you are actually using this gift to cover up. So you see that you actually have a gift, and you can make this into a gift that can serve you and also the world. But right now, in this moment, you are working from this shadow self, not accepting your own vulnerabilities and the vulnerabilities of others. And we have that here, because this is also telling me about those things that are really hard to speak about those things that are natural, that are there, real, but we are having, a hard time in talking about. Things that are decaying in ourselves, maybe. Things that are destroying or degenerating in ourselves. Things that are not pretty, but we are trying to make them into something they're not. And because we are trying to make them into something they're not, we are not accepting our own vulnerabilities, and we do not cultivate strength in the face of difficulty and also transformation. And this is draining your energy, and it's making things harder than they actually are. Because when you are also using this to dress up your obstacles or the things in your life you do not wish to confront. And when you do this, they either appear to be not something important, so you get to ignore them because, well, they're okay. They don't have to be changed. Yes, they don't have to be changed because you already changed them. You think you have because you've dressed them up into something beautiful. But by doing this, you're actually pushing back on the change and the alchemical transformation you could be going through in your life to truly become something more and something else. So this is actually hindering your transformation and also your power and your strength to deal with obstacles and difficult things in your life. And because when you see obstacles, you do this, then everything becomes so hard to see, approach, and your energy becomes scattered. And also your energy is implicated in doing these things to cover up things. So instead of implicating your energy to transform, you're using your energy to cover up and transform, yes, but on the surface of things. And those surface transformations take a lot of energy and get you exhausted and unable to confront and do the actual transformations. And when you get to be confronted with the actual transformations, you no longer have the energy needed to make that change. So here we see that this is fixable in your life, that this can be changed by you accepting change in the way that it comes, by you accepting those transformative moments and radical change, essential change and transition, so you can grow strength. Because by doing this, you're not actually growing in strength and ability. You're growing in a way in which you try to cover up even more and waste your energy even more, and maybe you start to feel a failure and you start to feel that you're not able to deal with things in your life, that you're not able to accept vulnerabilities or even to deal with obstacles or change. And something inside of you is telling you that you're not capable, but you are. You will be if you start to employ your energy to actually do that instead of trying to come up with ideas to go around those moments. Interesting pattern, by the way. Let's see here how or what is draining the energy the most. Oh, and we have Pluto. You see here again the skull, so again death. And the keyword here is transform. So we see that this is draining you because you are resisting this transformational energy. You are resisting to transform, to deal with your shadows, to deal with your vulnerabilities, to actually take control of that side of you and to make the necessary changes so you get out of this failure feeling, so you get out of the fears, because there are a lot of fears to deal with things, difficult things here, and with transformation. So by doing this, by accepting the transformation, a door will open up and a path, and that path will help you bring a lot more strength, will awaken the lion in you. Because right now the lion, it's more like a really beautiful cat, meowing here and there, being pleasant, trying not to impose, being beautiful. But once you wake up the lion, ooh, that is something else. And the lion resides there closed inside of you because you choose to dress it up like a small, beautiful little cat. So once you give up to the cover-up, you will start to bring this lion alive and deal with the most difficult things, and also open up to confront danger, accept risk in your life, accept fear and do it anyways, and accept dealing with shadows, dealing with inevitable things and changes and transformations in your life in an easier way. This doesn't mean that those things will become, just a walk in the park, really easy, but it means that you will start to build up the tools and the strength to confront those moments and go through transformations and build more power and strength. And this, your power and your strength, will make things easier. The things will be the same. It's just you will accept change and transform. Very beautiful here. So we see that I have turned this around. This one, no, I don't feel to turn that around, because right now through this reading, you have started to open up to the lion and to realize you've dressed the lion up as a little cat, and this is just not working anymore for you. And the time of the little beautiful cat is just over. Okay, let's see here how to bring a little bit of energy back starting now. And we have drum and heartbeat and the white flame. Now, drum and heartbeat. The drum is this beautiful instrument. It connects us to our root chakra, to our current reality, to accept the intensity of life. So you can actually buy a drum. It is a transformative moment to have a drum and actually play it. Maybe it will just feel like nothing in the beginning, but it will help you restore the connection with the earth, with your reality, with the root chakra, and give you energy and also courage to let go of the covers, to let go and accept the risk of life and the dangers. You can also listen online to drum beats and also listen to your heartbeat, which is kind of a drum inside of us, helping us connect with our essence. And the white flame here is the flame of purification, the flame of transformation. We see the cup of transformation, the alchemical cup here again, reminding us that it is time to start healing, to start opening up to transformation, to whatever is changing inside of you, and to let go of resistance little by little, and to accept what is happening and who you are becoming day by day. And you can actually make meditations with the white flame. Imagine a white flame, envelop yourself in it, or think about, feel places in your body which seem tense or heavy, and then use the white flame to purify. Just imagine the white flame in those tense places, and then see it absorbing and then draining out those places. And here we have breathe and fork in the road. Fork in the road because you are in need of a big decision here. Either to accept what's happening, to accept change, to accept inevitable things in life, to accept reality as it is, to accept yourself, your vulnerabilities, your weaknesses, or to just go on and create stories about yourself, other people, try to embellish or try to cover those things that are too difficult to watch or see. But by doing this, you're also hiding your potential for transformation. You're also hiding your abilities, and you will deny the strength that you can build by the experience of these difficult things. And breathe, because when we are in danger, when we feel fear, when we are constricted, when we try to build all of those coping up mechanisms, because the clothes are a coping up mechanism here, when we do all of that, we may even forget to breathe sometimes. This is because we're trying to play dead in the face of danger. We're trying to get away, hide in a way, through a kind of a cover again. So here you are reminded to breathe when you feel the pressure, when you're anxious, when you're in fear of a transformation, of a change in your life, when you're in fear to look or see something. Just breathe. Breathe and remember you are capable of looking at this. You are capable of seeing things, of seeing the reality as it is. You are capable of confronting this, even if you fear, even if you have doubts and anxiety. You don't have to get rid of doubts, fear, or anxiety. You just need to become bigger than them. And that comes with accepting them and moving on, becoming bigger, expanding, and creating and cultivating strength. And you are also called here to use breath to purify your body of toxins, to purify your system of whatever stories you are telling about yourself and the world, to purify your being, and also to become more stable. So you could actually make meditations with the white flame by playing a drum and also breathing by the drum, because you can find a rhythm, a drum rhythm, to also use for breathing. To breathe with the drum, and then imagine the white flame purifying your system. And then open up to make beneficial choices. Okay, we are also going to see here a few very simple things and actions to recover some energy immediately. And we have read. Read and enjoy reading, enjoy stories, yes, but try to see the difference between the story and the reality. And then we have rest. Enjoy your time, your night, and your rest. And rest also from the stories in your head and the fantasies and your imagination. Now, do not condemn your imagination. That's not something that you need to reject or punish. You just need to know how to use it and to let go of the stories that are not useful. And then we have hydrate, because when we are hydrated, we kind of feel being at peace. You can also use the water to feel at peace. Just have a glass of water and feel the energy of the water, the peacefulness of the water, just sitting there, and the coldness of the water or the glass. And just make a transference of your anxiety, your fears, your rejections, your negations, everything into the cup, and then just throw the water down the drain or into the earth, and you will start to also feel better. And this is actually a really interesting idea of purifying yourself. I find it really refreshing. This is the first time that I hear this. I think I'm going to use it too. Okay, so these are the simple things to start doing right now to increase your energy. So you probably need more rest also from your imagination and your mental ideas, and also to have a better hydration in your body, to work with water, and to read. Take time to read stories and things, so you can make a better distinction between what's in your head and what's on the paper. And I will finish this with a few affirmations. Just close my eyes and draw this one, this one. Oh, and again, breathe. So this is really important. This is really important for you. You may even take up some breathing exercises or make a ritual to use breathing exercises every day. The calmer you are, the more time slows down and the easier it is to get everything done. The calmer you are, the more time slows down and the easier it is to get everything done. Also because you may feel really busy when trying to deal with transformations, changes in your life, resisting to them. You may make yourself busy also to try to get away from what needs to be worked upon, and also to control things in your life. But when you go back to breathing, then you really understand the state you were in, and then you see the difference after you do the breathing exercise. Even for 5 minutes, you will see the difference before and after. Intention we have here. What if the only resolution you made was to love yourself more? Yeah, exactly. What if? What if you choose to love yourself more and set up that intention right here, right now, and to love yourself even if you don't like what you see sometimes, even if you don't like all of the things about yourself, even if there are things you want to hide, even if there are things you punish in yourself or things that are not so good in your eyes or in the eyes of others. How about you just love yourself despite all of those things? How about you love yourself when you are in fear, or when you're anxious, or when you don't know what to do with yourself and your life? How about you love yourself when you are trying to grip and hold on to something just because you are afraid to change? How about to love yourself even if you don't figure it out just immediately, and it takes some time? How about you don't beat yourself up and you love yourself even when you fail, even when you don't reach your deadlines, even when you don't do whatever you have set up your ideas to do, even when you do not go and reach and advance and progress and achieve whatever you thought about achieving. Because this pattern here is also about this desire to go forward and achieve and control, because what I've spoken about before with the dressing up actually helps you keep up with the pace, keep up with a very high rhythm of doing things, because you do not have the rest you need, you do not take up the time to work out all of those things that have been left there unresolved, that have been covered up, just so you can move forward, so you can go faster. But it is time to rest and breathe and love yourself, even if you don't achieve whatever you think you should achieve, even if you're moving slower, even if you don't have everything under control, even if life messes up with your program and also your plan a lot of times, and puts you into this place where you need to choose the fork in the road again. Just love yourself throughout all of those things, and you will start receiving more energy back. So I hope you receive this with an open mind and an open heart, and your guides will help you integrate this properly so you can apply it and take the fruits out of this. If you would like to support this channel, then the easiest ways to do this right now is, if you would like to support this channel, then the easiest way to do this right now would be to like the video, to comment and let me know about your experience, to share the video, to subscribe, and don't forget, if you subscribe, to click the notification bell so you really get notified when I post something new. If you would like to support me in another way, you will find more ideas in the description box. Also, you can connect with me in other ways, and you will find channels in the description box as well, so you can connect with me on the other channels as well. You will also find out my website, and you can search and find a lot of things there about what I do, and you will also find articles and descriptions about many things there. So until next time, where I hope I will see you again, all of the best to you, and may you find the courage to open up and shine the lion inside of you with courage, praise, and admiration. Hi pile 4, welcome to your reading. You have chosen this green agate. Through this reading, we are going to take a look and see how you are draining and using your energy. We are also going to see where you are wasting the energy. So those aspects in your life in which you're not using your energy properly, the energy may be stagnating or it may just scatter around instead of actually being used in beneficial directions for you. So we are having a look at how you are losing or draining your energy. And first, we're going to do that by looking to see through visions, and then we're going to hear the messages from the cards. So first, I am actually feeling in this pile a bit tired, just starting out. And I feel like I'm dragging my energy, like I would like to have more, but I am making the best of what I have, but still kind of pushing forward, trying to be positive about this and optimistic as well, and try to be okay when I'm not actually okay. But let's go and see the vision. So what I see here is a kind of a tunnel, black tunnel, and it is actually a water slide. And I am going with the water inside it. And it is kind of long. I can barely see the light at the end of it. It's totally covered. And as I am sliding down, I am feeling fear a little bit. Crouching and trying to gather my body together, but I don't have room in that small slide tunnel. So I need to keep my body all lined up straight and relaxed to actually go with the flow. But it is so fast, and it is going faster and faster and faster. And there is a moment where I feel that I am left behind. So my awareness is behind, my body goes with the water really fast in front of me, and I can barely keep up with my body. And now I am at the end of the tunnel, and I am being pushed through the tunnel with the force of the water. And the height, wow, the height is really high. So I'm falling from a really high level into some kind of a lake that I see, and I see the lake really tiny, and I am approaching it at high speed, and my heart is pumping, all of my body is pumping with adrenaline, and I am so fearful that I'm going to crash into the surface of the lake like it is concrete. But once I reach the water, it is icy cold at first, and I am contracting and feeling this throughout the body, but immediately after it is becoming warm and kind. And it wasn't that bad, because I had so much fear that I was going to die actually, or be really severely injured when crashing into the water, but it wasn't that bad. So immediately what I am seeing from this, and also from what I have felt in the beginning, is that your life and what's going on in your life, everything is happening at a high speed that you're not keeping up with what is actually happening. Like your awareness would like to stop a little bit, integrate what is happening, just have a moment to breathe and recuperate and regenerate and understand what is going on here. But those moments are not well on your path, and it's like you're being thrown by this river into a bigger one, that lake, at a really high speed being pushed, and it feels like it is against your will, or the rhythm is so fast that you cannot keep up with what you have to do throughout the day. And also you feel powerless at times because you feel driven by this current so fast that you cannot actually make decisions in a way that you would like to make them. And also you feel fear all the way, and this also this fear of crashing into something really solid, into something that's not going to permit you to go further at this speed. You feel that you're gonna crash and burn at one moment, that it's gonna be really bad, that you may injure yourself or harm yourself somehow with an illness or with something else, that you're gonna break because of all of this speed and how things are happening for you right now. And this is causing so much contraction, fear, and because you cannot recuperate energy throughout this portion of your life, throughout this process, you feel like you don't have enough, like you need more to handle what is happening in your life. You need more energy than you have. You're at your end, and you would like to muster up even more to be able to handle your work, your family, and whatever is happening in your life at a really rapid pace. And this feels at times like you're helpless because you cannot do all the things you would like to do. You cannot finish or achieve some things you would like to achieve, and you're somehow driving yourself through this, like you are enjoying parts of this process because you're achieving some things, but you're not enjoying them to the fullest. You're just passing through. You are feeling that you're passing through your achievements and all of the joyful moments, and at one moment you're gonna crash, and or something is going to happen, and all of this speed is going to hurt you somehow. But we see that in the end, yes, the water was freezing cold, was really uncomfortable. So all of this is driving you towards a moment where you will find that respite, that moment of relaxation. But it will come abruptly after all of this process in which you feel the fear, in which adrenaline is pumping, your heart is going fast, and everything is happening so fast that you're being driven into that moment. And that moment, it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to come and you will see it. It's not something that you're not going to see, because you see the lake before you, you crash into it. So you're going to see that moment. You're going to prepare somehow for it. And it's not going to be as bad as you think. Yes, it's going to be a really cold shower and somehow of a shock to the system, but afterwards you're going to warm up faster than you think. You're going to bounce back faster than you think. And the moment is going to bring you something of something new that you haven't felt for a while, which is a new type of letting go of control, helping yourself be guided, letting life guide you, feeling trust in the process instead of so much fear. So you're going to end up trusting yourself more and also your divine team through this process. And it's not going to be as bad as you think or envision. Okay, so let's see now the cards. And we have the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Wands again, reversed, and the 10 of Pentacles. And we see this resistance and fear that you have to the process, and also the desire to control, and also the desire to achieve more, and to do more, and to act more, and to be in action, to fight, to push yourself. But the thing is, you are going through this process, this current that's currently engaged in carrying you somewhere. And through this process, you are being pushed to the maximum, and to engage with all of your energy through the process and really feel the process and go through it, whatever it may bring you and whatever you may end up at the end of it. And you are very much resistant in all of this to what is happening throughout your life right now. You're trying to do a lot of things that are draining your energy. So you may be working too much or striving to get an exam or a promotion or a new job that you actually like, or end a cycle in your career and start another, because that is also very stressful. And I feel that you are in a big change in your career, and also that is manifested already. So you're maybe thinking about changing your career or being pushed to actually do that. And you're probably being pushed even if you chose to somehow do this. And it is the moment for you to make that big transformation in your life. And that moment is asking for you to stop fighting with it, to stop desiring to do so much, because you're draining your energy and you need your energy to actually make the change, to actually go forward and advance into something new, and to go forward into something new in your life. You're ending a big process here, and the end, as we see in the vision, will not be that easy to accept. It will be that crash in the really cold lake, but it will not be as bad as you think. And now you're driving yourself towards that. You're fearful, you're resisting. That's normal. That's normal. You don't have to victimize yourself or think badly because you're doing this. It is normal. You don't know what is going to happen with you, and you don't know what that new change will bring you. because you are ending a family cycle, you are ending a career cycle as well, and you're having this desire to go forward, but you don't have the energy to do it. You don't yet have the energy or motivation or courage. And yes, this is why, because there is this lack of motivation, courage, confidence, trust in yourself, in that current that's driving you in life, in your guidance. And this is, draining your energy. This is bringing you down. And also the resistance you have to the current as well. Because in the tunnel, what I saw, the person was trying to crawl, was trying to hang to something on the walls, but there was nothing to catch, there was nothing there to grab and to stop going down with that current. The person was also trying to curl their body and contract and gather their body into a fetal position because of the fear, to protect themselves. But there was not any place for that. So they were actually being obligated to stand, to be relaxed in a way, to go with the flow. And it was not easy for them. I bet it's not easy for you as well. And it was like someone was driving your life, and that is not something that is easy to accept or handle. And because you are pushing through this big change in your life, you are draining your energy with your resistance to the process, and also the process itself is draining your energy because it takes a lot to change. It takes a lot to move even an inch our direction, and you are changing direction right now. You're being pushed to do this, and through this process by this really fast current. So you need to deal with what is happening by changing your perspective on things, having trust, having courage to go through this, to end what needs to end and begin anew, because it will not be as bad. So that crash in the lake, yes, it was really a freezing shock, but afterwards it changed immediately into something warm, and it didn't cause injuries to the body. So the actual crash was not that bad. It was not a solid surface. It was mild, it was welcoming. So this change for you will do the same. It will not be like a concrete wall hitting you, harming you. It will be like a warm, initially cold, then warm water welcoming you inside, going deep. And this will help you go inside of you and find that it's not that hard. Oh, this is also about that. Because when you go into the water here, you go also inside of you. And this is significant. It's like you're going to be pushed to know more about who you are, your limits, and go over them. And really finish what needs to end in your life and start something new. And what's draining your energy the most, we will see here by uncovering that card. And we have Scorpio with intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. So we see this process described here as well with renewing. We have the snake and the skull here, and also the butterfly. Because this is really intense for you. And because it is intense, it is bringing back memories from the past. It may emotionally drain you with so many sensations, with so many intensities, nuances, things that get exposed while through this process, purging and renewing, cleaning up your life in a way, because you're going to get cleaned by crashing into this lake. The lake, by the way, was pretty clear, very beautiful lake. You could see the bottom. So when you will crash into this lake, you will start to see things more clearly afterwards. Yes, ending some things in your life, like maybe your job or your family, things about how you handle your family or your place, like your house, and how you place yourself in the world, your status. These are changing in your life. And also, you are going through this process so you can get to know some limits that are now not beneficial for you. And this process of renewal, of purging, is draining your energy. Oh, and by the way, that slide was like also like draining. The water was draining through the tunnel, because your emotions are running high through this process, and they will run higher and higher until that moment of peace, after you decide, well, it's not like a decision, more you will accept the process and you will crash into that cold water of clarity, of self, where you will be woken up into something new, towards something new. After that moment, you will know better what to do with your life, what is your next step, how to handle your emotions, how to handle other people, your family, how to handle responsibilities in your life in another way, how to pace yourself in life in another way, how to create a beneficial rhythm of work and home and care and love, how to be more clear about your desires, about what you wish to achieve, and understand the priorities and what is actually important to you in your life. That water in the lake is going to be so beneficial to you. It's going to clear up so much in your life and clean up so much in your life. It is like you're going to have a clean slate after going through this process. So right now, yes, you are being drained and you need energy to go through this process. So try not to resist as much to what is going on in your life. And also, you do not need to keep up with everything. You can, well, not necessarily with the things coming towards you. You cannot stop those or what is happening and changing in your environment and in your life. But you can be simple about this. Try not to be so complicated. You do not need all of the details through this process. You will get the details after you make the change, after you get into that cold water. Then you will understand everything. But right now, you are causing friction and resistance, and you're draining yourself because you are trying to figure all of the things out. You're trying to control too much this process, and you see what I'm doing right now? You're trying to be like a perfectionist, not even a slight thing to be on the table. Everything gets to you because you're trying to control or be a perfectionist in this process, and you're doing too much in it. So be simplistic about what's happening in your life. Take it easy. Be simple about it. Now let's see how to recuperate a bit of energy right now. And we have these two cards here, indigo flame and vibration. So we see the water here with all of these beautiful colors, and here the house and the keys. So how to get back a bit of energy? First, figure out who are you in this process. So not at the end of it, right here and right now. What are your simplest needs, right? Maybe you need to be safe in your home. Are you what you need to do to achieve that? Maybe you need to have support. Who do you need around you? Let all of the other people go. What actions are beneficial and actually help you? What is resonating purely in your resonance? Not just a little bit, not maybe 50%, 100%. What resonates with you? 100%. Just be simple about it again and vibrate towards those things, because they will help you. They will help you cope with the rhythm of your life. They will help you cope with what is going on, what's happening towards you, all of the changes, the endings, and all of that. Right now you need what we call anchor points in your life. Anchor points are people, objects, situations, buildings, homes, places that give us an anchoring feeling, that give us peace and safety. So these places, objects, people help us vibrate as us, as our true selves. We get to feel that we are free by touching, using the objects, by being with that person or in that place. So right now I am asking for you to go and find those anchoring points. They will help you through the process. Like, what is the place where you feel secure and yourself? Go there every single day, at least 5 minutes. What are the objects that comfort to you, that state, so you can take them with you, maybe at your workplace, in your car, just put them around you. And also the people. Go and stay with those people more than the others. Let go of the others for a while. And then we have these two cards here. Young and message in the bottle. Again with water. And these beautiful green blue colors. I'm also feeling that emotions drain you somehow throughout the process. It's too intense. It may be too much. So you can find an anchoring emotion as well. and an anchoring memory as well. And when you feel that it is too much, go to that anchoring memory and feeling and stay there for a while. This is actually a message for you right now, coming to you. And the young energy reminds you that you always have that spark of action, desire, push, determination, spark, fire, energy inside of you. And do not disconsider it or use it in ways that it gets scattered away on useless things. And also do not push yourself too much to control things, to control the messages, the guidance, and also to act and do and do and do all of the time. Even in those moments in the tunnel, on the slide, the person was looking to do all kinds of stuff. But actually you can relax and go with the flow. You can relax into the current, into the fast rhythm, and just go with it. And once you relax, then you will not feel that pressure anymore, and you'll not be that drained anymore. And now we have some oracle cards here to see really simple things to do to gain some energy throughout the day. And we have for you meditation, breathing, deep breathing, and spending times with animals. Spending times with animals because they will teach you about loyalty. Animals will teach you to be yourself and also to be loyal to yourself, to love yourself and help yourself, and to just relax as well and enjoy the ride. Then we have deep breathing meditations. So these types of meditations will help you gain some stability throughout the fast pace of the world in your life, and will give you the necessary state of peace and that anchoring moment where you stop. Yes, things in your life may be going really fast, but you can stop, just like the person on the water slide. They can relax in the water, they can stop. Yes, the water is not going to stop, but you can relax in it. And by doing this deep breathing meditation, then you can learn to relax while enjoying the ride. So now we are going to finish this with a few affirmations from this deck. I'm just going to close my eyes and choose for you this one and this one. Wow, okay. Again, the bluish color of water. We have water here like everywhere. Well, not here, because you're not actually going with the flow right now. You're resisting and causing a lot of tensions. You may be feeling a lot of tension in your, oh, look at this person here. We see this person here into the pool and the clock, and they are just taking care of themselves. And they are not running around the clock anymore. You see, the clock is going, but the person is just enjoying the ride and the waves here. And we also have changed course. we see that you are changing course here. You are in this big transformation when you need to end something in your life that is important, and you are changing the course, and it's okay. You are changing your course. Do you need more time for yourself? A break from thinking too much? A kind encounter with a friend? Your needs matter, and it's time to honor them. So through this process, do not hesitate to take care of yourself, because even that person on the slide, they could relax and just take care of their body. They could meditate and go with that flow. They could have done a lot of things, instead of just being fearful or contracted and tensioned and fighting. Changing course. A closed door is an invitation from life to move in an even better direction. It is time to change course. So yes, you are changing now. You are going through this process because you will get to a better course, to a better direction and expression of life. And this process will get you there. We've gotten to the end of this reading. May you welcome it with an open heart and an open mind. May your guides and your soul help you integrate properly so you can apply this for your benefit. The easiest way to support this channel is to like, to comment, and let me know about your experience, to share the videos, to subscribe if you haven't done this already. Also, do not forget to click the notification bell, and so you get notified as soon as I post something new. In the description box you will also find other ways to support the channel, and also other channels to connect with me, and you will also find my website with all of the details about what I do, my work, and also all of the posts and videos and articles. Until next time, where I hope I will see you again, all of the best wherever you are, day or night. May the wisdom be revealed to you with love and tenderness.